Hey guys, this is part 2 of building a mining rig, and after 3 weeks of waiting, I finally got my motherboard. The motherboard that I bought is the TB250 BTC Plus, and I bought it off eBay, and it comes with RAM and CPU, and for some reason it comes with risers. But if you look closely, or the riser USB connection, but if you look closely, these risers are super glued into the motherboard here, and like everywhere. So these are staying in. So I kind of can't use my own risers, but I just have to hope that all these work. And just looking at one seems to have water damage already. But I mean, hopefully that doesn't change anything. So now that I got that out of the way, I think it's time to start building. Just an FYI, I was testing just the measurements and everything for this single GPU and this little motherboard stand-in, just to make sure everything fit. So I just did that off camera before my motherboard even arrived. So that's why it's something's already in the rig. But apart from that, everything's going to be on camera, and you'll see how I build this thing.
Slowly drifting by, all the poems I wrote for you, they made me blind, they made me lie. Heard you in the rain, will you always be there? Last thing you
struggle, I finally got my motherboard in, and this should go without saying, but you should not use power tools when putting in a motherboard. I just simply forgot my screwdriver upstairs and I was too lazy to get it. So now it's time to get the risers and the GPUs in, and then we can start plugging stuff in.
pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again.
Now that all the GPUs are in, I'm gonna start cleaning up, and this took way longer than expected, but hey, at least it's getting somewhere. Now, let's start plugging stuff in. I'm gonna get the PSU, and I'm gonna start putting in the hard drive and everything, and I'm gonna only plug in one GPU at a time, and then start the computers to make sure that the motherboard recognizes everything. And then once that's done, I think we're gonna have our mining rig.
You go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
Struggling. There's an issue where these cables aren't long enough to reach the power supply, and the motherboard's in the way of me moving the power supply. So once again, I'm gonna have to move my motherboard to allow all these cables to fit my power supply. Again.
I never wanna hold you back. I wanna give you every chance to make it, to make it. I'm afraid if our love collides, you'll leave me alone tonight. 'Cause I'm changing and I'm breaking. Is this over? I'm scared to ask these questions, 'cause I know that you'll reject my love. Moving slower, frozen to these pieces without a shoulder to cry on.
Now, after all that, I think we could finally start plugging stuff in. Now that only one graphics card is plugged in, I'm gonna set up my monitor right here and see if it powers on. So let me get that. Actually, before I could even turn it on, I first need to get the power buttons. Here they are. So let's plug one in, see how they work. First test. Get one of these out. There's one. Let me on the motherboard. There it is. Got that plugged in. Now let's plug in the power supply and see if it turns on. So, got the cord right here. Plug that in. Got that in. Turn it on. Oh, that lit up. There we go. Looks like it turns on. Let's see if it gives me a picture on my monitor. Everything seems to be spinning. Power supply spinning, GPU spinning, that's spinning. But I don't know if you could see if I'm... Oh! Just turned off and turned back on. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything on the monitor. Oh, now fans are spinning up, so maybe it was just the motherboard was getting used to all the new parts. You can see, oh, nothing's coming up on the monitor. Oh, it's power cycling. Oh, that's not good. Let me turn it off. So, why is that happening? Oh, I still have this plugged in. That could be it. Actually, that probably is it. Because it's trying to send data to something that has no power, which could be potentially bad. So let's see if that fixes it. I feel like that was it. That's dumb on my part. Let's see what happens. Well, I mean, fans are spinning, so that's a good sign. At least everything's getting power. But there seems to be nothing being displayed, which is odd. I'm gonna make sure everything's plugged in. Yeah, no, everything's plugged in there. I wonder why I wouldn't be displaying. Let me try and get my motherboard, my keyboard and mouse in here. Let's see. Keyboard's getting power. house is also getting power. That is very odd. Let me troubleshoot a bit and then I'll be right back. So, after too many hours and 3 trips to Canada Computers, I finally got it working. So now that I got everything working, all I gotta do is install Windows and then download all the mining software and see how it works. So after about a day of troubleshooting, I finally got the rig running. I was having a few issues, and it was mainly tied to the virtual memory that Windows allocated for the system, but once I fixed those issues, everything went away. With this rig, you have to be very careful when installing the drivers, because there is the one RX 580 right here, and you have your RX 570s here. So each card is, well, just this card's going to need a different driver from these. So when you install your drivers, you're going to need to download a program called Pixel Patcher, which will allow all the drivers to sync up and everything should work perfectly. So I have all the cards running here. I got my motherboard and power supply here, kind of messy down there. And then I got it hooked up to my monitor, and I am currently at, let's see, I'm currently at 175 megahash for all 7 cards. And all this is pulling, it's pulling 1100 watts. So that's a bit high. So I'm gonna need to undervolt and overclock that to lower my wattage and increase my efficiency. And you could actually see one card is doing slightly worse than the others. Everything's at 25 and the RX 580 is also I think at 25, but this one's doing 22. So I did some testing. I found out that it's this card that looks slightly water damaged compared to the rest. If you look, all these cards don't have that like corrosion on them, but this card has some corrosion on it, if you could see. So yeah, that's how to build a mining rig in 2020. I will be making another video once I actually get to overclocking it and fix everything up, lower the wattage, and I'll record it when that's done. But for now, peace out and happy mining.